Come and take it if you want it. Come and take it if you think you can. Come and take it, but I warn you, you'll have to pry it from a cold dead.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Southern Republic is back to talk today about some Spyderco action. So today we are talking about the Spyderco Goddard, which is model number C116P0D. So to get the box out of the way, and let's take a little gander at the blade here. So this is the Spyderco Goddard. Let's zoom in a little so you can get a better look at it. So let's get the general stuff out of the way quickly. Let's talk about the size, shape, dimension, and all that good stuff. So overall, we've got a 8.78 inch blade knife. The blade is 3.66 inches and the handle is 5.12 inches. So basically you've got a slightly larger 3.5 inch blade, a 5-inch handle, and just shy of 9 inches overall. The weight on this blade is a whopping 2.9 excuse me. The weight on this blade is a whopping 2.9 ounces. It's a very, very lightweight blade. So I'll give you a little bit of a close-up here. On the back you can see designed by Wayne Goddard, spider logo on the front, spider hole, really nice handle. So let's get into all the specifics about it now. It has a very nice drop point blade shape. And if we bring the blade up here, you can see it actually has a bit of a swedge here on the top. I'll see if I can show that to you. And you can see how it's a rounded swedge. So it's really nice and rounded. Really doesn't do a whole lot for the blade cutting wise, but aesthetically it's very, very nice looking design. You have a standard 12mm spider hole on this blade. It's really, really nicely done, as you can tell there. The steel on this is a VG10 steel, and of course we all know that is made in Seiki City, Japan. This is a Japanese produced knife. This is actually the Sprint run that has been released for 2013 for the Spyderco Goddard. There weren't that many released, and they are getting a little bit tougher to get a hold of. It's a really, really excellent blade shape, really, really excellent knife overall. So let's talk about speed and deployment. This blade actually deploys very, very nicely. It's a very, very smooth knife. It is brand new. I just got it the other day, and it deploys lightning fast. Little slow on the return there, but the difference between this and some of the other knives is, as you can tell, this is a pinned knife. This is not adjustable. There's no screws to adjust on this. So this really is just, you're going to have to add a little bit of WD-40 or whatever oil you favor, and work the blade a little bit to smoothen it out. It's a little bit rough coming out of the box, but that's to be expected on pin blades though. But once you work them a little bit, they become smooth as butter and just absolutely beautiful. As you can tell, you can completely open and close this knife one-handed. No problems like that on the closing there. If you're worried about that with the back lock, don't be. Put your finger right up here and flip it shut. Your finger will actually hit on the choil and not the blade. And then you can close and open this hand one-handed, no problem. Which is a really nice feature, is when you close it there, it really doesn't like to go all the way shut when you flip it shut, so you really don't have to worry too much about that. It's really just a very comfortable blade. The lockup is super strong on this one. Absolutely no play up and down, side to side whatsoever. As I told you, it is a back lock. It's a modified back lock because the true back lock is down here. So this is a more of a top back lock, but this is the more modern design of the back lock, having it up here where you don't have to use two hands to close your knife. You can actually do everything one-handed, the way Spyderco has modified these back locks to work. It's really just a very comfortable knife. It has a really beautiful handle design, as you can tell here. It fits very comfortably in my hand, and as we all know, I have very large hands. I wear an extra large glove, and I can fit my entire hand very, very comfortably on this knife and on the handle here. The design is really nice. It's got this very nice upsweep that comes down to a modified finger choil. Now, you don't have the forward finger choil like we're used to on some of the other Spyderco knives, specifically on the Paramilitary 2 to choke up on. But you have a nice finger choil right there where it's going to keep your hand locked into place, so you're not going to be able to really slip forward when using this knife. Now, there is absolutely no jimping on this knife whatsoever. It's very smooth front to back here. Everything's rounded off very, very nicely. No hot spots on this knife whatsoever that I can tell from using it for the last day or so now. It's just absolutely a fantastic knife. Ergonomically, it fits in your hand just beautifully. It's very nice the way your hand wraps around that, and you get an excellent grip on the knife. The FRN, like I said, the handle is made out of FRN, and it has what they call the volcano texture, which is very nice. It's very comfortable. It provides a really excellent grip when you're hanging on to it. So the lack of the jimping here really doesn't make that big a deal, because you have a very good purchase on the knife when you grip this knife to use it. This is a very large knife. Again, it's just shy of 9 inches. So this is very much a full-size knife. So let me roll in some comparisons here for you. Alright, so we've got a couple other knives on the table here for comparisons. Of course, we've got our Spyderco Paramilitary 2 and our Endura 4 with the brown FRN handles. So as you can see with the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, if we line up the blades here, you have a slightly larger blade and a far larger handle on that. Not quite as grooved as the handle on the Para 2. It's more of a sweep back handle design there for your grip. You have a little bit longer blade and a slightly shorter blade height-wise. As you can see, you've got a little bit, let me move these down here. You've got a little bit more height on the Paramilitary 2 than you do on the Goddard, simply for the fact that the Para 2, as I bump it, has the thumb ramp, jimp thumb ramp here going over the spider hole, and you can see you have a larger spider hole on the Para 2. Para 2 has a 13mm spider hole. The Goddard has the standard 12mm spider hole. So the closest thing that you really could compare a Goddard to, Endura 4. And as you can tell here on the Endura 4, the Endura has the similar volcano design, but it's a multi-directional texturing, where the ones in the back are angled back this way and the ones in the front are angled down that way to give you multi-directional texturing. On the Goddard, we just have the volcano one-directional straight up texturing. As you can tell on the blade shape, you have very similar shape. The Goddard is slightly wider and it stays more with that swedge there, as the Endura 4 is more of a drop point, spear point combo. You can see you have a slightly wider handle at the front here and at the rear for a little bit more grip area, and you can tell the back lock on the Endura is more centered in the handle, where on the Goddard it's shifted forward slightly more. As always, the Endura is a pin design as well as the Goddard. So let's get the Endura out of there. Get back to the Goddard here. So as you can tell with the Goddard, it is a tip up only design. It is flip exchangeable right or left handed. You just unscrew that and this piece comes apart. There's a couple of washers in there, don't lose them. Flip it over so you can have right or left handed tip up design handle only. So lefties rejoice. The pocket clip on the Goddard is pretty typical of a Spyderco pocket clip. It's that tiered, or the hourglass shape right there. It's a little bit wider than your Endura pocket clip, but as you can see, you've got a little bit more area for the pocket clip on the Goddard. Very similar in size and shape, or at least size, not shape, to the Endura 4 there. Overall durability of this knife, I think it's a well-made excellent design knife. Wayne Goddard makes wonderful custom knives, and I think this is a home run for Spyderco. Clearly it was a very popular design when it was first released, for the fact that they're re-releasing a limited edition sprint run with the green FRN handles. Yes, this is a green FRN handle. It's a very subdued green. It's not out there. It's very much a olive drab military type green. It really is excellent. It almost looks gray on the camera, but it is an olive drab green. For the overall value of this knife, it is a sprint run, so you are going to be paying for that, as well as the fact that it is VG10. So I was able to get this off of, I believe, Knife Center. I ordered this one from for $78, and I think I got the last one that they had. I know it's still available from Blade HQ and a couple other online retailers. I've seen a few left, but if you really want one of these guys, you need to get on this quickly and get one of them. Overall, the cool factor of this knife is definitely up there. I would give this probably a solid 8 out of 10. The only thing that would probably make this knife better if it had screw designs for the pivot and for the back spacer there. It'd be nice, because then you could actually take the knife apart to clean it. Pin design knives, they're very hard to take apart, and you run the risk of breaking them to separate these two pins. It's really something that once they're in there, they're in there. I've taken one apart before, and it did not go so well. I actually had to send it back and have it fixed by the company, which of course they charged me for, because that's not covered in their warranty. So overall, guys, I give this knife an 8 out of 10. The Spyderco Goddard Sprint Run with the green FRN handle. As always, Semper Fi. Have a good day.
So you best not cross that line. If you want this gun, you gotta come through us and take it one shot at a time.
Let's zoom in a little so you can get a better look at it. So let's get the general stuff out of the way quickly. Let's talk about the size, shape, dimension, and all that good stuff. So overall, we've got a 8.78 inch blade knife. The blade is 3.66 excuse me. The weight on this blade is a whopping 2.9 ounces. It's a very lightweight blade. So I'll give you a little bit of a close-up here. On the back, you can see designed by Wayne Goddard, Spyder logo on the front, Spyder hole action. So today we are talking about the Spyderco Goddard, which is model number C116P0D. So let's get the box out of the way and let's take a little gander at the blade here. So this is the Spyderco Goddard inches, and the handle is 5.12 inches. So basically you've got a slightly larger 3.5 inch blade, a 5-inch handle, and just shy of 9 inches overall. The weight on this blade is a whopping 2.9.
Come and take it if you want it. Come and take it if you think you can. Come and take it, but I warn you, you'll have to pry it from a cold dead.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Southern Republic is back to talk today about some Spyderco